So let's say you crunched the numbers and came up with a valuation of your RV park. Based on the income, that's a great start. But stopping there may be the difference in selling the RV park or missing out on tens of thousands of dollars. Because here in Texas, infrastructure, utilities, regulations, and even deferred maintenance can make or break a deal. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to value the real-world condition RV park and uncover the hidden costs that most investors and sellers miss. And first up is your utility setup. Water. Is the park on city water or private well? City water is higher cost, but it's easier compliant. You don't really have to worry about maintaining the water well when you're on city water, but the city will charge you more than what you would be pulling from the water well per month. Now the water well, it's lower cost, but if it's 15 plus sites, Texas classifies it as a specific water system. And if that's the case, you're going to need to meet TCEQ's water quality standards. And for your sewer, it's the same thing. The city sewer is the way to go. It's much simpler. You just have to pay the bill. And RV park investors are looking for RV parks to buy. That is one of their main questions. Is it on a septic system or is it city sewer? And you may be wondering, why is that? Well, septic, you have things like the capacity levels, the permits, service records. A 30-site park can easily tip past the 5,000 gallons per day limit, requiring a full TCEQ permit. And now the usable gallons per day can definitely depend on what county you're in or what city that you're nearby or any of their codes or ordinances. But this is a huge one. If you have city sewer, this greatly adds value to the RV park. And the electric, are the pedestals updated? They have 20, 30, 50 amp plugins or all three? This is another question that a real estate investor, RV park investor asks. They're really concerned about the amps. Older wiring or limited amps can kill your tenant satisfaction. If you don't have the 50 amps, you may turn away the bigger RVs and also the higher priced pads, more than likely. The pedestals can cost a fortune to replace if you want to upgrade those pedestals for your tenants in the future. You're gonna wanna verify all of this: permits, infrastructure, age, when the property was built, when the RV park was built, and the utility bills. Do the tenants pay the utilities, or do you bill back the utilities to the tenants? Or some RV parks just eat like water bill and the trash bill, and sometimes the Wi-Fi. These things need to be factored in for any RV park that you evaluate. Okay, now let's talk about regulations. Zoning, is the park legal? Some Texas cities are cracking down on RV parks, like the long-term stay RVs, or requiring additional permits to expand the RV. Say that you have 10 acres of land and only 5 acres have RV spaces on there. You're trying to expand to make the property bigger. You may have to go down to the county or the city and apply for a permit for those things to happen. Now, a lot of things have to be passed. Like, do you have a big enough water line to maintain the pressure for the expansion of the RV park? Utilities, sewer, all of that stuff is factored in. Sub-metering utilities. Now, some mom and pop RV parks have just one utility meter, and the owner either eats the bill or splits it up within however many tenants that it has. Now, if the RV park rebills the tenants for water or electric, or has separate meters so that they can bill each tenant separately, it needs to follow Public Utility Commission's guidelines. So remember that. Now, hotel occupancy tax. Short-term stays less than 30 days are taxed in Texas. If the seller is not collecting that, if you're a seller and you're not collecting that, the buyer can inherit tax liability. And I promise you, the RV park investor that's going to give you the most amount of money for your RV park is going to be asking these types of questions. TCEQ and wastewater. Always check compliance records. You can search TCEQ's database for any past violations for that RV park. TCEQ's database is going to let buyers know any failing septic or missing discharge permit. As a seller, if you've done that before, just disclose those items. It's going to help in the long run. And if you're a buyer, you can go to TCEQ's database, put the property address into the database, and it should pull up those red flags. And if you have any questions about RV parks, reach out to me. My information is going to be right there or in the description below. And if you found value in this video so far, please like, subscribe, share it with others that find RV parks interesting. I greatly appreciate it. It helps my algorithm and channel grow. And just real quick, I'm Trent Babb, your Central Texas real estate buzzard. Now that I've gotten all that out of the way, let's continue this deep dive on RV parks. So now let's go over the location, not just the city, right? But the park's role in the market. Not the location, just talking about the city, but the the actual role in the market. So, and this breaks down into what type of RV park is this? Is it a tourist RV park, workforce housing RV park, or suburban or metro fringe RV park? All of these things you need to take in account because of the level of revenue, the highs and lows. And what I mean by that is, for a tourist RV park, you have seasonal revenue peaks and lows, right? You'll have higher rates. Say if you're looking for an RV park in the coastline in the summer, you're going to have higher revenue streams because your occupancy level is higher, right? And in the winter, you're probably going to have lower revenue streams because your occupancy is lower, right? You're going to have your highs and lows and the dips when you have a tourist or seasonal RV. Now, your workforce and housing RV parks, steady income, these are your month to month tenants, but this is determined on what type of development is going on around that RV park. You know, the refinery job ends or a pipeline's going through a certain town, especially in West Texas, oil prices shoot up or shoot back down. Those things factor in because once those jobs end, those people move out of the RV park, which declines your revenue stream. So you need to understand project timelines and the economic drivers behind what's and who is housing those RV parks. And now you have your suburban and metro fringe parks. Now these are great. This is what you're going to find your mom and pop parks in, and with those you're going to see that there's great return on your investment, especially cash on cash investment, if the RV park has additional acreage to build on. But beware about where it is. If it's in the city limits or county limits, it's much easier to build a new RV park in the county other than the city. So if a new RV park comes around there, that's new competition, right? But if you're closer in, zoning may limit long-term stays. So always check the ordinances in that county and city. Obviously, the context in this changes everything, right? And this defines your occupancy projections to the cap rate. Now we're going to go over deferred maintenance and value add. And when I've spoke of RV parks that have additional acreage to develop, that is where your value add is. But there's also a few other things that you can add value to an RV park that you don't have to develop at all. Now, what you're going to be looking for are aging parks that have gold buried underneath, like busted pedestals or potholes, or if you have, now this is a pro tip, if you have an owner of an RV park that has owned the property for a long time, probably hasn't raised the rents at all because he or she is fine with how much money they're making. They probably don't have a loan on the property any longer, so they might be undervalued on rental rates. Their occupancy level is going to be very high, but if you can bump those rental rates up, that is one value add. That is, you don't have to do anything but raise the rents. That's what you're looking for. And one is the deferred maintenance. You know, graveled roads, maybe you can make the roads a little better, bring in river rock, things like that. Old sewer lines you could replace, underpowered electric, or maybe there's a bathhouse that hadn't been remodeled in 20 years. RV park investors subtract those repair costs to the value of the RV park. And one thing to think about it, if those things aren't maintained and remodeled or kept up with on a yearly basis, it might be hurting the RV park's occupancy level or rate already, which is an easy thing to fix. And now let's go with value add. And I touched on this a little bit earlier, but can you raise the rents in the market? Is the rents, are the RV parks around you, do they have higher rents than this RV park here? That's a simple fix, a simple value add that increases revenue right off the bat. Or can you add 5 new pedestals without going to the city or the county and having to get a permit to do so? Will your septic system, the city sewer, will it allow the water capacity, the gallon capacity to do that? Now, does the RV park have fast internet, or is it slow internet? You could have high-speed internet. That's always an attraction for RV goers. Or the laundry facilities. Maybe you have traveling RV goers and they need to wash clothes, or you have your month-to-month RV tenants and they need a laundry facility to wash their clothes. That's an additional revenue stream that all factors into the NOI. But unless permits and infrastructure support the expansion, that potential stays unmatched. Now, digging into the numbers is a great way to start, but that's only half the story. Remember, this is Texas. You've got to inspect the septic, check city ordinances, read water permits, and especially study your market drivers. Know your market. I help RV investors do this every week and sellers as well. So if you've got a deal in hand, or if you're thinking about selling your RV park and want a valuation for your RV park, reach out now. My information is going to be right here and in the description below. You can call, text me, and schedule a consultation so that we can go over and talk, just have a no obligation conversation about what your RV park is worth. Maybe we schedule a meeting and let me get out there, give you an exact number on what your RV park is worth, or that RV park that you're looking at is worth. And if you have any questions about RV parks, drop a comment below. I answer all these comments personally. And if you're browsing for RV parks listings or any new listings, you can go to trentbabb.ranchroads.com, set that criteria, or allow my AI-driven website to do that for you. The more you search, the better it gets at finding the properties that you're most interested in. And if you found value in this video, please like, subscribe, turn the notifications on, or share this video with other RV park enthusiasts. I appreciate all of you subscribers. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers, so help me do that as quick as possible. But thanks for watching this video. Up next, I'm going to discuss the differences between a residential survey and a commercial land survey so that you know exactly when to order when the time comes for your next investment. Now, that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.
To whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worry.